Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Friday Night Live with me, Christina Johnston, and Richard Garrett from Sound4 Pro Audio, and of course, Slava as well. It's so lovely to have you back again. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. The weather has been fantastic here in the UK. And we had bank holiday last weekend, didn't we? So Monday was wonderful. Slava and I sat outside in the garden, and Slava actually got burnt from British sun. That's unheard of. I hope you all have had a wonderful bank holiday. Do let me know what you've been up to. As you know, last week we had some problems with the weather, unfortunately, and we had to cancel the concert, which was a real shame because we'd both, or all three of us, had worked really hard that week. But the good news is we're bringing you the same concert tonight. So I hope you will all enjoy this wonderful concert of complete varied genre of music from Stevie Wonder to Puccini. So I hope you will all enjoy it. I hope you've got your drinks and your snacks ready. As I said, we've all been working hard this week. Hi, John Harvey. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Vartan. Thank you so much for tuning in. And David Rigsby, hello again from America. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As you can see, I'm wearing a different dress this week. This has been asked for by Megan's children, Ruby and Ava. They wanted me to wear a pink dress this evening, so I'm obliging. Slava's doing that, which means I guess it's not completely pink, but it's pretty pink. Well, she wanted purple and then she wanted pink, so I've kind of gone in between.
Light
pink.
Magenta.
Yes, light magenta, there you go. Super. So as I said, last week was cancelled, unfortunately, but this week we're bringing you the same programme of my favourite things, songs that have shaped a soprano. The first song is my dad's favourite song. When I was born, he used to sing it to me and said it always reminded him of me. So it sort of became our song together. And every time I hear it, I always think of him. So this is Stevie Wonder's "Isn't She Lovely?" and it's in memory of my dad. And I think before we press play, Slava has a slide to put on. It's a photo of me jumping on the bed when I was about 1 or 2. So yeah, that's cheeky little Chrissy there. So this is "Isn't She Lovely" by Stevie Wonder. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought true love would be making one as I hope you enjoyed that one. It's one of my favorites. It's a good one. So last week I spoke a bit about my life. I won't go too much into it because I know, even though last week it you couldn't hear it, I guess you could hear a little bit of it. So if you'd like to ask me any questions about my life at all, or if any of these songs, because these songs mean something to me, if any of them mean something to you, I'd love to hear your story about these songs too, because I know music is so important, and every song always takes us back to a period of our life. So if any of them mean something to you, I'd love to know your story too. Hello, Katerina. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Trudy Cameron again. Thank you so much for your support and your continued watching as well. Hi, Kevin Rapson. And that's it for the minute. So I'll go on to talk about the next song, which is by Celine Dion. When I was little, 3 or 4, my mum and I had a major car accident, and she was driving me to school at the time, and I started school very young because I was really annoying. And yeah, I was meant to go to Brandeston, but they didn't take anyone till the age of 5. But I was so annoying that my parents had to send me to school by the age of 3. So Amberfield was the only school that took 3-year-olds at that time. So I think Brandeston take 3-year-olds now, but only since the last couple of years. So anyway, she was driving me to school, and we had a major car accident, and she died at the scene. But luckily, I can tell you now today she is alive. So when my mum was in hospital for quite a long time, my dad used to play me a lot of music because music was his passion, his hobby. He used to play guitar and the piano, and Celine Dion was one of his favourites. And The Power of Love, he used to sing a lot in the car, and he would change the words to, I did this last week as well, I forgot the words. Cause you're my lady and I'm your man. That's what he used to sing, instead of, cause I'm your lady and you're my man. So he used to do it the other way around, and he used to say that was for mum. So this is for Anna and Charlie Davidson, but also for my mum, because this is Daddy's song that he used to sing about you. The Power of Love by Celine Dion. The whispers in the morning of lovers sleeping tight are rolling by like thunder now, as I look in your eyes. I hold on to your whole body and feel each move you make. Your voice is warm and tender, a love that I could not forsake, 'cause I'm your lady and you are my man. Whenever you reach for me, I'll do all that I can, even though there may be times seems I'm far away. Never wonder where I am, 'cause I'm always by your side, 'cause I'm your lady and you are my man. It's one of my dad's favourite ones. My mum's just written, "Lovely darling, brought tears to my eyes." Oh, Mumsy, thank you, Mumsy. Richard says you're a softie, Mumsy. Tessa, beautiful. Hi, Amy and Tessa. I love that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And Paul Stemp says, "Hi, Chrissy. Wishing Slava a very happy birthday for tomorrow." Oh, Paul, you've let it out the bag. I wasn't going to say anything till later. But yes, everybody, it is Slava's birthday tomorrow, so I will be singing him a special song later on after the break. Ooh. So that was one of my dad's favourite songs. My dad used to lead the worship at church, and he used to bring all the songs home, obviously, and learn them throughout the week, and I would be in his office with him while he'd play guitar and the piano, and he'd always make me sing harmony, so he really got me into music at an early age while Mum was in hospital, and he taught me that music is not just a release, but it's something that you can really almost a way of grieving, because at that age, at 4 years old, I couldn't express myself through words. The best way to express my grief of Mum and everything that I was going through as a young child was through music, and Dad really taught me that music has the power to heal as well. So one of his favourite bands was the Beatles, which are obviously iconic, and his favourite song I remember was Yesterday, and this song Yesterday was the first one he taught me to play on guitar and the piano, and the first one that we did a little performance together at one Christmas when I was about 7 or something. So this is for Lucy and Yada, Redeem, Monica and Vera, and also I'd like to mention also for Terry Bryant. I know that he's watching. He lives in Felixstowe, and we've known him since coronavirus hit this town. And through our wonderful community, we have met him, and he's a lovely man. And I'd love to just say a big hello to Terry, and that we're all thinking of you. So this is Yesterday by the Beatles. Yesterday, troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. One of my favourites as well. Obviously, this is called my favourite, so it would be. I'll just see if anyone else has written. Paul Stemp. Oops, sorry. Yes, Paul. It's okay. It's no problem. Keith Lynch, iconic, yes. And Cara Salter. Cara Salter. Hi. Nice to have you watching, Carla. So lovely to hear from you. And Daphne Rose, hi Daphne. I became your Facebook friend this week, I remember. Daphne is an old family friend, so it's lovely that you're watching, Daphne. So yeah, moving on from yesterday, just to quickly tell you about the GoFundMe page. As you're all aware, and I'm sure all of you have been hit terribly by coronavirus, and we're all thinking of you. It must be tough for everybody, and I'm so glad that you let us into your living rooms and your homes once a week to give you some light entertainment, and I do hope that we're helping you through this tough period. So we set up this GoFundMe page called Classical Suffolk as well, because Richard and I also have lost all our work for the foreseeable future, and unfortunately with the music business, I don't think we'll be going back to be doing live concerts for quite a long time. I think it will be maybe even next year by the time we actually do go into live concerts again, which is really, really sad for the music industry. But at least we can put on these concerts for you, and it's still a lot of work, but we love to do it, and I love singing to you, and Richard works so hard backstage. So if you would like to donate anything towards our concerts this evening or future concerts, the GoFundMe link will be on the screen below now, so you can click on that if you feel like you can donate anything, and it doesn't matter how much, it could be 50p to whatever you feel like you can contribute, because I know everyone's in a really tough financial position right now. So thank you so much. The next slide I think Slava's got is me in a little chef's hat with my dear Mumsy. Everyone, this is Mumsy. That's her nickname, so you can all write notes to her. So yeah, this is me me as a little girl with Mumsy. And the next song is it's got quite a good story behind it. So while Mum was in hospital, I've got all these memories of listening to so much music with Dad in the car. So I must have been in the car a lot, because all my memories are in the car. And this song came on. It'd been out for a few years by this point, but it was the first time I heard it. I must have been 4.5, 5 maybe. And I was absolutely blown away by this incredible voice. I didn't know what to say, and I just said to Dad, will I sing like her one day, do you think, Dad? And I remember him literally going, no, you won't, Chrissy. So he was quite blunt as well. I was quite kind of heartbroken at the point, at that moment. I was quite heartbroken and just thought, oh, I really want to be like her. I want to be on the stage. I want to sing just like that. But he said no. And no, I don't sing like her, but this is a tribute to him. Oh, thank you, Slava. Slava said I sing better. Different, we'll say that. So this is Whitney Houston, obviously. I Will Always Love You. Usually I sing this in Italian at people's weddings, if anyone wants to hire for the future. But this is in English, so this is the first time I've actually sung Whitney Houston's version, because usually I do the Italian version. So this is for Amy Reeve and Sue Bale. This is I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. If I should stay, I would only be in your way, so I'll go, but I know I'll think of you every step of bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love I hope life treats you kind, and I hope you have all you dreamed of, and I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. And I will always love you. I will always love you. My darling, I hope I proved to my father that I can sing a little bit of Whitney in my own style. Oh. We've got some more comments here from Kirk. Hello, Kirk, down in Devon. Adrian, I will always love you. Another demonstration of how versatile your voice is. Great work. Thank you so much, Adrian. As I'm sure some of you already know who Adrian is. Adrian Warwick has written lots of music for me and did We Applaud You for the NHS and A Million Tears for the Warhorse Memorial, which you will hear next week. I'll talk more about that later. Amy Reeve says, super version, Chrissy. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Teresa, fabulous. Thank you so much. Yes, so yeah, Daddy taught me that. Said I couldn't sing it, but I hope I've kind of proved to him I can. So yeah, throughout my childhood, Dad was really the one that had taught me all about music, and he loved music so much. And every time I asked him, talk to him about my desire to be on stage and wanting to be a singer and an actress, he always said, "Don't you dare. You've got to be a vet." So that was my second choice. I could have been wearing this dress while doing surgery on animals, but no, I'm not. I'm just singing. So yeah, Dad wanted me to be a vet, but I desperately, and I knew in my gut that I was here for a reason, and I felt the reason was to be on stage and to sing to people. Again, as I've said before, music is an amazing way to escape and to release your emotions. And for me, music has literally been my lifeline through all the things I've been through throughout my childhood. It started, as I said, when my mum was in hospital, and this song, the next song I'm going to sing, is another one that my father used to sing a lot around the house and in the car a lot, and used to make me do the harmony. He started me off doing harmony when I was about 5 years old. Mumsy was still in hospital, and I'd sing. He'd make me do harmony, and it just came to me quite naturally, which I was very lucky for that. I love singing harmony. So Unchained Melody is by the Righteous Brothers. It was from the film Ghost, which came out in the 90s. So Dad and Mum obviously watched that before we had the accident and things. So this song Dad used to sing about Mum all the time as well. So this is another one for Mumsy. And this is also dedicated to Phil and Philippa Grant. So this is Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. thank you. That reminds me of Dad a lot, which is lovely. Yeah, so growing up, I guess I'm around 5 at this point. I did miss actually quite an interesting fact about me is that I am accident prone. So it all started when I first went to school. I can see Carol Vasey's written. Carol Vasey was my first teacher at school when I was 3 years old. So hello, Carol and David. I'm sure she remembers this. I'm quite an impatient person. I still am. Dad always told me off for being impatient, but unfortunately it hasn't gone away. And I remember the school bell rang, so we were in the playground. I was 3 years old, and the school bell rang, and we all ran in. And of course, I was last to run in because I was probably distracted by something. And I ran in, I tripped over the step, and there was a metal grid around the, what's it called? The mat thing, you know, in the door. The doormat. Doormat. The mat thing. Sorry, people. The doormat. So yeah, there's a metal thing around the doormat, and yeah, I tripped. I tripped because I was running too fast and wasn't watching where I was going. And I remember Carol. She shouted at me and said, "Slow down, Christina," and I didn't. And I ran and I fell over and I completely smacked my head open. So that was number one. I've got 3 of those on my head. So yeah, I've been in hospital more times than I can count, but I'm still here, so still smiling. So that was number 1. Number 2, obviously, was the car accident. I had a huge scar up my head and broken leg and burned like thigh and things. But again, I recovered, so I'm okay. I remember learning to walk again with my mum. She had physio for 2 years after the accident, and I can tell you, she did learn to walk again, but they told her she'd always be in a wheelchair, so she's proved them wrong because she's really tough. So well done, Mumsy. Yeah, so the next song, I'm a bit older here, and at school, when I was this age, at 9 years old, the head of music, Mrs. Bingham, she told my parents that she thought, in her opinion, I should be an opera singer, and they both laughed in her face and said, "No, that's not happening," especially Dad, because he said musicians and singers do not make money. He was kind of correct. Unless you make it big, yeah, there's not a lot of money in it.
About COVID coming.
Yeah, Richard said, you know about COVID coming, yeah. But we do it because we love it, and we do it because we love to see the happiness on other people's faces, and the importance, as I said, of music, taking you away from your everyday life, your problems. You can immerse yourself in music or in a theatre production and be taken away and transported somewhere else. So the next piece is by Puccini. It's O mio bambino caro, and it's the first time when I was 9 years old that I ever heard Mariacallas sing. And straight away, no longer did I love Whitney Houston, I was in love with Mariacallas. Her precision, her beauty of her voice, the control, the control in dynamics, everything she did was just perfect. So I'm still aspiring to be like her. She's still an icon to me. So this is O mio bambino caro. Thank you. Right, any more comments? Yes. Tessa, such a beautiful tribute to your mum and dad. He would be very proud of you. Oh, thank you. And Jacqueline Woolley, beautiful voice. Thank you so much. Katerina, one of my favourite, absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. Mrs. Bingham certainly knew what she was talking about. I know. I don't know how she did it at 9 years old as well. I wouldn't even be able to guess, but that's experience. Richard says yes. Super. And so I've missed a couple. Lewis, instant goosebumps. Amazing, Christina. Thank you so much. Thank you. And Ruth, this is one of my favourite songs. Takes me back to when my dad was playing for a wedding. An opera singer came in our house to practice. I was about 9 at the time too. Oh wow, that's amazing. Paul Stemp, amazing. Thank you so much for your lovely comments. Yes, so at that time, I definitely, by 9 years old, I knew I wanted to be a performer, and I loved being on the stage. Anyone who came round our house, I would perform to them. I used to be quite precocious, I think my mother said about me. I hope I'm not like that anymore. Exactly, precocious. That was her words. There is another photo now. It is apparently of a chair. This is chair photo. Oh yes. Oh, okay. So this is, if you look on your screen now, this is Daddy, Mumsy, and I. I think I must have been about 1.5, 2. Is it 2 there? I guess. I don't know. I think it's 2. It's definitely before the accident. So, yeah. So that was I had a very happy childhood. Even with the accident, it was obviously a tough upbringing. Not really seeing my mum very much. But my dad and I were super close, as you can probably tell from that photo. He was my everything. So this brings me to my next song, is a Barbra Streisand song from Funny Girl. They used to play, they still do, play loads of musical movies at Christmas time and things. And I remember Barbra Streisand, I don't know when it was, but I just got this image of watching TV with my parents, and Funny Girl was on, and I was absolutely transfixed, a bit like I said before with Cats and Mary Poppins and Julie Andrews. I was just transfixed on Barbra Streisand, and I loved her voice, especially loved her acting, and I copied all her dance moves. I went around trying to sing like her, doing her accent, probably very badly. But yeah, so this is another iconic song that kind of stuck in my head, that just gave me this huge passion to be on stage and to act. I think I love acting so much because it allows me not to be Chrissy. So when I'm Chrissy, I find I'm quite nervous, but when I'm acting on stage, I'm someone else, and it's like I become completely different. So this is for Auntie Tessa, Uncle Austin, Sam, Joel, and their baby Rowan, and this is Don't Rain on My Parade from Funny Girl. Don't tell me not to live, just sit and putter. Life's candy and the sun's a bowl of butter. Don't bring around a cloud to rain on my parade. Don't tell me not to fly, I simply got to. If someone takes a spell, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade? I'll march my band out, I'll beat my drum, and if I'm found out, your turn at bat, sir. At least I didn't fake it, hat, sir. I guess I didn't make quite tiring, that one. I love that one. Sorry, what did Slava say? Oh, yes, intermission now. You can go and top your drinks up and get some more food. And I hope you enjoyed the first half. Do come back in 10 minutes when I'm going to be singing a lot more for you and telling you more about my story and how I've got to where I am today. I'll just say goodbye. Hello from France. Oh, hello. Thank you so much for watching, Lauriane. Merci beaucoup. Tessa, first class, thank you so much. I will be back in 10 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you have restocked on your drinks and your snacks or your dinner, whatever you're having, or if you're just in your pajamas with a cup of tea. I hope you enjoyed the first half so far. I have a couple of things just to read out. Lauriane, obviously, hello from France. Thank you so much for watching. Carol Vasey, my teacher, we think you're brilliant. Oh, thank you, Carol. And Trudy Cameron says, my beautiful granddaughter, is that, do I say Dulce or Dulce? Dulce? Or Dulce, yeah, Dulce. She would love you to sing Something Never Changes from Disney's Frozen 2 when you next do a Disney night. Yes, I would love to. Yeah, we need to watch Frozen 2, actually. I'll watch it this weekend. Oh, it could be a birthday present to you, Slava. We could watch Frozen 2. That's exciting. Brilliant.
What it is to be 32.
Sorted for tomorrow evening's entertainment is Frozen 2. And then, yeah, I'll learn it and I will definitely sing it for you. And David Rigsby says, great fun. Thank you so much. And Olivia Pitcher as well. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, thank you all for watching. It means so much that you all tune in every Friday. It means the world to us. So thank you so much for your continued support. So carrying on from where I left off, I think I finished off around the age of 9 or 10. So, as I said, by this point, I already wanted to be a singer, and I entered my first singing competition, and I won it. It was my very exciting 10-year-old self. I won the singing competition with Ava Cassidy's Fields of Gold. So I'd like to sing this for you now, and this is dedicated to Trudy Cameron. You can takes me right back to when I was 10 years old. It's a weird feeling. Yeah, I haven't sung that since I was 10, actually, which is very strange. Yes, Slava says last week. Yes, thank you. Oh, anyway, Andrew Rayner. Oh, thank you so much for watching, Andrew. Thank you. And Kirk says, amazing, beautiful version of a lovely song. Thank you so much. And Andrew Rayner, lots of love from down the road. Hi, Andrew. Thank you so much for watching, all of you. So this comes to the point when something more dramatic happened in my life, apart from Mumsy having the car accident. My father, when I was 11 years old, he suddenly passed away for no reason whatsoever. And he dropped me off. It was summer holidays in August, and he dropped me off at a sort of art camp. And I remember the night before, he gave me this long speech at bedtime about how if anything happened to him, I had to look after my mum because she's not as strong as me. And I thought, why is he talking to me about this? And then the next morning, he dropped me off early because he had to go to the hairdresser. So he dropped me off around 7 a.m. to this art camp. And I remember not wanting him to leave. And I clearly remember running after his car. That day he went to the hairdressers and he was sitting in the chair and just said, I feel dizzy, and just fell forward and had died. The coroner report came back that he was too fit and healthy and there was no reason for him to die, but the only reason they could possibly think of was adult cot death, which is usually what athletes die of. But nowadays there's lots more technology, so usually athletes can be revived, but obviously back then they couldn't. So yeah, it was a real sudden shock, especially after having my mum. She was the one that I expected that probably wouldn't make it. And Dad was the strong one, so to have him, and I was so close to him, so to have him go was quite a sudden shock to us. I think Slava's got a picture of the picture with me and Dad singing together. This was his last when I was 10, so this is just after I'd won my competition. Yeah, he was very proud of me. I'm glad he saw me do that. And I played Puck in Midsummer Night's Dream as well. So he did see me do that as well, which was lovely. Daddy's funeral, as I said, he led worship at church, and this is one of his favourite songs. And we chose all of his favourite songs at his funeral because he said in a piece of paper that he wanted his life to be a celebration, not a funeral. So nobody was allowed to wear black at his funeral, which I thought was fantastic at the time. And this is his favourite song that we sang, and it's called The Heart of Worship by Mattredman. Thank you. Yeah, that was one of my dad's favourite songs. I remember him singing that a lot. Yeah, so anyone said anything? Yes, Carol. Oh, dear Chrissy, it's so brave of you to be able to talk about that very sad time. It was such a shock to hear of Pete's passing. I remember the day well. Bless you for being so strong. Oh, thank you so much, Carol. Thank you. And Mumsy, so moving, darling. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's one of my favourite songs as well. So yeah, it was lovely to sing that for Dad. There is another picture of well, there's two, isn't there? Two pictures. Let's do the first one of the birthday cake. So this is my third birthday, is it? There's a 3 candles on there. Who knows? 3 candles, yeah. So that's my third. That's my third birthday with my mum and dad there. I think my mum made that cake. She used to make all my cakes. She doesn't make my cakes anymore though, Mumsy. Hint, hint. No, I'm joking. You don't need to make a cake. Richard says you do. Your cakes are lovely, Mumsy. I do remember very well. So the basically after my father passed away, I had a bit of a rough time at school. I think I kind of went into myself. I lost who I was. I kind of stopped talking. again, music was the only thing that kind of kept me going. Music was my saving grace, I guess. So my mum moved me from Amberfield to Fram College, and that is where I met dear Slava. We met on our first day, and he couldn't speak English. So that was a great day to meet him when he was crying, poor thing. So while I was at school at Fram College, I was obsessed with Moulin Rouge, and that is with Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman. And again, a bit like Funny Girl, a bit like Mary Poppins, Cats. It was my next obsession, as well as I was obsessed with Chicago as well. We did bits of that where I played Roxy, and yeah, in Moulin Rouge in year 9, I did my first big duet with a big boy in school. Well, he was big back then. He's probably not so big now, but he was a lot older than me. So we did Come What May. So that was my first sort of big stage production, and I absolutely loved it. And Fram College really pushed me in music. I had a wonderful music teacher there, and my wonderful singing teacher, Pamela Vinton. And they really encouraged me to be a singer. And so the next song I'm going to sing for you is from Moulin Rouge, and it's actually Elton John's song, Your Song, and my mum told me it was her and Daddy's song. So this is for my mum. This is Your Song from Moulin Rouge. My gift is my song, and this one's for you. And you can tell everybody that this is your song. It may be quite simple, but now that it's done, I hope you don't mind, I hope you don't mind that I put down in words how wonderful life is now you're in the world. I sat on a roof and kicked off the moss. Some of these verses, well, they got me quite cross. But the sun's been kind while I wrote this song. It's for people like you that keep it turned on. So excuse me for getting, but these things I do say, I've forgotten if they cried or if they flew. Anyway, the thing is, what I mean is, thank you so much. Ewan McGregor obviously has got a very high voice because that's ridiculous for a soprano. I'm sorry if that was too high. um, Daphne says, love that song so much, beautifully sung, precious, coming back to the heart of worship. Oh, thank you so much. And Katerina, we need to have more musical movie nights. Yes, we do. I'd love to. I love singing. I love singing musical theatre and movie nights. We must do it. I must do another one. Bond. Oh, yes, James Bond night. That would be amazing. If anyone would like James Bond night, ping me a message. Well, Richard's already, he's already demanding it, so it's definitely happening. Kirk says, such an inspiration. You've been through so much, but you are shining bright. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Through losing Dad and things with Mum and bad things with school and stuff, I think we've all gone through so much. And, you know, I guess you can never judge a person by just looking at them. And I think it's so important that we all tell our story, because I think it all connects us together, that we've all been through grief and we've all been through heartache and we've all been bullied by somebody, and we've all gone through very difficult periods of our life. But I think the one thing that I've learned from it is that I have a tremendous compassion for people now, and I hope that comes across, and I hope I can use that to help people. And just to look at things positively, that if actually Daddy was still alive, not that I want him to not be here, but if he was here, I can promise you I wouldn't be a singer. I would have gone by what he said, and I would have been a vet. So, you know, things happen, I believe, for a reason, and I believe that you can look at it on a bright side and try and make the best of it. And you know, my mum and I are so close now. I'm so lucky and blessed to have her. So yeah, the next one is The Lord's Prayer by Albert Mallet, and this is, as I said, Fram College really pushed me in singing, and Rob Goodrich, he entered me for the BBC Choir Girl of the Year, and this is the song I sung in the final at All Souls Langham Place for the BBC. So yeah, this is The Lord's Prayer.
Hallowed be
Thank you so much. Takes me back to being 14 again. Olivia says, "Our fellow Chorister of the Year finalist." Yeah, Olivia Pitcher also went to Fram College, and she also was in BBC Choir Girl of the Year. Ian Byers, thank you. You have a wonderful voice. All the best for the future. Oh, thank you so much, Ian. Thank you. We need you to come over, Ian, after all this is gone and start painting again. So I did Choir Girl of the Year, and then it kind of made me want to be a singer. So I auditioned at 17 to go to the Guildhall School of Music and Drama, and I got in on my audition, and they gave me a scholarship on the spot. And I remember going that day, and I remember praying, and I said, "Look, if you want me to be a singer, Lord, let me get in. If not, I'll be a vet." And obviously I got in on audition, so it kind of secured my future, as that's what I'm meant to do, however hard it might be. I can tell you right now, it's not easy to be a singer. It's a tough business, not a nice one sometimes, but lots of doors have opened for me in my past and leading up to here, so I'm very blessed, and I'm thankful for that. So it leads me into Guildhall. Before I do this next song. Before I do the next song, I'll just do the final picture. It's with Nana, my dad's mum. This is at our home. So this is with Nana, Mum. Is Mumsy in it? Yeah, Mumsy's in it. Daddy's nodding. Daddy's nodding. Slava's nodding. Sorry. I'm thinking about Daddy. So yeah, that's us all together with my dad's mum, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. And yeah, so leads me to Guildhall. I went to Guildhall. My mum sold her house and started renting in Suffolk and bought me a flat in London, which is incredible. I can't thank my mum enough for literally sacrificing everything for my singing. She is a sweetie. So in my final year at Guildhall, all our friends from Fram College decided to meet up for New Year's Eve, and Slava was one of them. He'd come all the way from Prague. He'd moved to Prague when he was 18 from Russia. And we all met up for New Year's Eve in London, and little did I know that Slava liked me. Apparently he did. And we went out for dinner the next day, and we chatted all over dinner. I was about to say all night long, but he left. Don't worry, he did leave. He dropped me off after dinner, and then he had to drive back to Prague. So, and we Skyped and WhatsApped and FaceTimed every day throughout January. And by the time January came to an end, Slava said, and I said, we missed each other so much because we were talking about 5-6 hours every night on WhatsApp and FaceTime, whatever. And we said we must meet. So Slava booked us a hotel with 2 rooms. He was a real gentleman. We had 2 separate rooms on different floors. So don't worry, Mumsy. And we went for 4 days, and he took me to Disneyland Paris, and every cafe we went into, this song was playing, La Vie en Rose, and it became our song. And a few months later, I sung it at our wedding. And I haven't sung it since our wedding. So this is for Slava and for his birthday as well.
Des yeux qui font baiser les miens, un rire qui se pousse à la bouche, voilà le portrait sans retouche de l'homme auquel je pâtiens. Quand il me prend de ses bras, qu'il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit 2 mots d'amour, 2 mots de tous les jours, et ça me fait quelque chose. Il entre en mon corps une part de bonheur. place des ennuis des chambellans façon heureux à en mourir. Quand il me prend dans ses bras, il me parle tout bas, je vois la vie en rose. Il me dit de mots d'amour, des mots de tous les jours, et ça fait quelque chose. Il est entré dans mon cœur une part de bonheur dont je crie la cause. C'est toi, mon moi, pour toi dans la vie. Il me l'a dit, m'a juré pour la vie. Et dès que je t'aperçois, alors j'en sens en moi mon cœur qui bat.
Happy birthday, Slava. Oh, I can't read that name. Simyachi? I feel awful. How do I say that? Simyachi? Awesome. Thank you so much. I hope I've got your name right. Please tell me if I haven't. Tessa, happy birthday, Slava. What a beautiful voice your wife has. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, Lauriane, I'm so sorry. There was a few French words that I got wrong there. I know you will have picked up on that, so I'm very sorry. Yeah, so we got married and we went on honeymoon, and the day we came back from honeymoon, I graduated from Guildhall, and we got in our car and drove straight from London to Prague, and that is how my career began. And I auditioned as a young artist at the Opera House in Prague, and I got in. And that same year, I debuted as Queen of the Night in Mozart's Magic Flute, and that's how things developed in the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic was absolutely amazing. It's got a big part of my heart. It's where my career started. They accepted me as one of their own, and I was so lucky to have amazing training there by Jelena Noskova, my coach, and Jiří Kotolč, my singing teacher, and Richard Hine, who was the main conductor at the State Opera there. I used to go in every single day for hours and hours and hours on end and have intense training for the first 2 years. So it was really, really intense. Every day I was absolutely exhausted. So I hope the training's worked. I think it has. I mean, yeah. But I'd still love to go back and do more. Oh, Erica. Hi, Erica. It's nice to hear your beautiful voice again, Chrissy. Lots of love from Prague. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, so Prague means so much to me. And I became a regular singer for the President of Czech Republic with Bonnie Pueri, the boys' choir, who I've done a lot with. We've sung together in many different countries, and even sung together. The Chinese president heard us sing and invited us all to China to sing for him for his World War II celebrations, the end of World War II celebrations. So this is Panis Angelicus that I sang with Bonnie Pueri, and this is our first ever song that we sang for the President of the Czech Republic. Thank you so much. Thank you. A few more comments here. Oh, it's just Slava saying thank you to everyone for wishing him happy birthday. I don't need to be involved in that. Prague has been wonderful to me, and I'll be forever grateful for being there and for shaping my career there. We moved back to England last year, and I'm trying to make it here now. Obviously, it's a bit difficult with coronavirus, unfortunately, hitting. But, of course, I hope that I can sing more to you when all this is over. I hope I can sing to you live. And, yeah, I hope that day will come quicker than we hope for. The next piece I'm going to sing, it's the last piece of the evening. So I'd like to thank you so much for joining us this evening. This piece is called Glitter and Be Gay by Candide. It's actually the last piece I sang for my final at Guildhall. So it's kind of been, it's been a song or an aria that's been with me throughout my career so far. And I hope will be with me through my future career. I hope one day I get to actually be in a production of Candide. It would be wonderful to play Cunegonda. It's an operetta, so it's really fun. It's absolutely filled with sordid stories, and it's a fantastic piece by Bernstein. So it's definitely one to watch and one that I'd love to be a part of. So I actually sung this last year with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra and with the my mind has gone blank today. Jose Carreras. How could I forget his name? So Jose Carreras asked me to sing with him last summer, and it was an absolute joy to work with him and the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, and I sung this with them, and it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And also, thinking from that, I hope I'm going to be doing it this September with the London Mozart Players, who actually Richard and I did a concert for them last Saturday. You can watch it on their Facebook page. It's called London Mozart Players on Facebook, and it's on one of their videos. It's a recital with Christina Johnston and sound by Sound 4 Pro Audio. You can watch it. It's all songs from my album Blessing. Again, more classical pieces, but if you'd like to watch it and check it out, it was shared by Classic FM. It was amazing, and it's already got over 50,000 views already, so it'd be wonderful if we can get it even higher. And yeah, so hopefully I'll be singing it with them this September for their last night of the proms. So this is Glitter and Be Gay from Candide by Bernstein, and it's for David Rigsby, Yelena Noskova, my coach, and Jerzy Kotolch, my singing teacher.
Sorrow, nothing can worldly things take the place of honor lost? Can they compensate for my fallen state, purchased as they were at such awful cost? Bracelets, lovely ears, can they dry my tears? Can they blind my eyes to shame? Can the brightest brooch shield me from reproach? Can the purest diamond purify my name? And yet, of course, these trinkets are endearing. I'm also glad my sapphire is a star. I'd rather like a 20-carat earring. If I'm not pure, at least my jewels are. Enough of being basely tearful. I'll show my noble stuff by being gay and reckless. Observe how bravely I conceal the dreadful, dreadful shame I feel.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to play her part. She's a funny character. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you, love from Istanbul, Turkey. Oh, thank you so much. And Kenneth, so much fun and talent. Thank you so much. Adrian, amazing, great vocal performance. Well done. Thank you so much. And from Katerina and Jane Vaughan as well. Thank you. Thank you so much for all your lovely comments. It means so much to me. And I want to big thank you to Richard today for all his hard work, and for Slava as well. They've been working all day long, and Richard's been really busy this week, so I really appreciate everything that he's done today. Thank you again so much for watching. It means so much to us to have your support, and I hope you will join us. Next week, unfortunately, we can't be here because of other commitments, but you can watch next Saturday. Richard and I will be partaking in the Warhorse Memorial Concert. It's on June the 8th, and I'll be singing, and Richard will be helping me with sound. So please come and join us next Saturday, and do head over to... Monday the 8th. I got the 8th right. Monday the 8th, sorry. So we'll be preparing for that, and that'll be on Monday the 8th. And of course, if you'd like to go and re-watch the London Mozart Players concert that Richard and I did, it is on the London Mozart Players Facebook page. And yeah, you can continue watching these concerts as well, re-watch them, the Disney Live, the movie night. Share them, yes, do share them. Thank you so much. My little manager Slava there telling me what to say. Daphne says, wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much for a superb concert. Such a joy. Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed it. And Caroline Bentley as well. Great performance this evening. Thank you so much. So yes, do head over to London Mozart Players page. Check our concert out with them. Come back next week for the Warhorse Memorial Concert, and we will see you 2 weeks today for a new concert, and I will upload shortly what we will be doing. So thank you so much again. Enjoy your weekend, enjoy the sun, wish Slava a happy birthday for tomorrow, and lots of love to you all. Stay safe, stay well. Big hugs. Bye, see you soon.